Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. I thought I would just open up with a little bit of this, just kind of popped out today, and I just thought I wanted to share it with you just in case it becomes something later on and some of you might recognize it. And I really like this thing. Reminds me of a kind of like slipstream up there. I'm always up there. Sometimes you find these things and you just really like that thing. So what the creative process is for something like this. So this came out today, I was just playing with the guitar. And you then develop that, whatever that is, and I can't remember really the stage. So I'm kind of at the early stages. Just got to move house first, do that in 2 weeks' time. But yeah, so I just thought I might share that with you. So I'll put the guitar down and get to business. Right. Okay, I might take a lower seat actually, I'm on the stool here. That's better. Hello everybody. I'm going to plug myself in because this is like my drip feed mic. Okay. How are you all? How's it going? Wow, what a time, right? But we don't need to talk about that. I was going to bring Ziggy up, say hello, for a little bit of good humour, but I'm a bit got some Ziggy news. Ziggy had to go to the Ziggy had to go to the groomers. She's a collie springer, so she's got lots of hair. Just for kind of like, just because we couldn't be asked to. Every once in a while, you know, it's this thing. Anyway, she comes back, and her hair's about that short. She looks like a shorn sheep. So we're keeping. Ziggy's very ashamed at the moment, so she doesn't want to be seen in public until her hair's grown longer. Some of you might resonate with that. Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. I'm going to say hello. Gosh, someone says here, is Radiohead over? Not to my knowledge. Okay. How's Kid A anniversary box set coming along? I wouldn't know what you're talking about. There is no box set, so please. Poor Ziggy. Hi, everybody. Everybody's checking in. Okay. Well, maybe it would be good to pull somebody in. Cornish Bunny. Hello, Cornish Bunny. Hello, Saeed Shala. Hello, Ed. It's me, Casper. I'm your best friend. Ah, Casper. All right. Hello, everybody. Right, I'm going to pull somebody in now. I usually go on intuition now. So I'm just going to have a good look at the requests. See all. There's a lot. Okay. Some of you I know. Okay, anybody from America? I don't know if it necessarily needs to be America. Okay, we can just figure this out, see how it feels. All right. I'm just going on. Oh, here we go. I like the name of this. I think this is Skeletobes. This is Toby. I'm going live with Toby. Hello, Toby. Oh, I've got to send a request. This is Toby, I think. Toby? I'm on to so. Hello? Waiting for Skeletobes. Is he going to come? Toby. Come to me, Toby. Come to me. Come. Okay. I'm not sure. I think Toby's Skeletobes has missed his moment. Okay, I'm going to cancel that. Tobes, sorry, man. Maybe this, something's happened. All right, I'm going to go for someone else. All right, go live. See y'all. Requests. The old requests are always
It's the same. It's the same old gang. I love my gang. Hi, everybody. Let's just, okay, here's a good one. Red Star 28. Who's Red Star 28? Let's try this. Red Star 28. Red Stars 28. Red Stars. Connecting.
Holy shit.
Holy shit. Red Stars.
Oh.
Hi, man.
Hello.
What's your name?
My name's my name's Brian.
Brian. Where are you, Brian?
I'm in Houston, Texas right now.
Oh man, Houston. Wow.
Oh.
How you doing?
Doing well.
How's your day been? What's your day been like so far?
Been good. I just finished doing a guitar lesson. I'm actually about to head into work.
Are you a teacher? You a guitar teacher?
Yes, yeah.
Cool.
I've been teaching for about 8 years now.
Wow.
I've been playing music for about 19.
Do you teach kids? Is that what you do? Or do you teach any ages?
I teach any ages. Right now the one I just finished was 4 years old.
Oh,
and,
wow.
And my oldest right now is like about 45, something like that.
What do they all want to play? What's the kind of, do they come along and say, can you teach us how to play Smells Like Teen Spirit or something?
No. Like his he's actually pretty starting off pretty easy, stuff like that. He's been because of COVID, I've been doing everything online.
Of course, yeah.
But he's doing really well. He doesn't really have much he doesn't really listen to much music. But like right now, since we're just starting getting into like songs.
Yeah.
But like he really likes like little individuals, like picking notes.
Yeah.
So like this time around we're doing a Smile by Charlie Chapman. It's a really nice solo version of it. But this is pretty
good on you, man. It's so important. Good teachers teaching, like our kids, like our kids both learn the drums.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, they've got a great drum teacher, and that any teacher who does a great job is worth their weight in gold, because you know your enthusiasm and the way that you teach and your energy helps kids get enthusiastic about, so you know, and 45-year-olds. I have to tell you a funny story. So I'm self-taught, so I'm a real mongrel in many ways. And around the time of OK Computer, just after OK Computer, and we had about 3 months off, and I thought I really need to get my chops together, because I was really feeling very kind of like, I'm sure you find this, like there are times when you just need to grow, right, in your playing, and you want to go and see. So I thought I'll go and see this guitar teacher who I don't know where I found, and I don't know why it always took about an hour to get there. And when I got there, it was the weirdest experience, because he knew what I did, and I had this really weird dynamic, because I was like feeling like he was like exasperated. He was just like, the vibe that I got was like, I'm a way better guitar player than this guy, and he's having it away with this band. And it was a really weird dynamic, and I've had that a couple of times. And the really great teachers, there's a guy who I check in with occasionally called John Wheatcroft, he's at BIM over here, and he's the head of the guitar, and he's brilliant. He totally gets it. And I'm like, John, you know, I've had this. He said, listen, it's not about like being the virtuoso, it's about he makes me feel good about myself. But I've had teachers who've made me feel really shit.
So yeah, I get you with that. Yeah, like for me, like same thing. I started on cello for school.
Oh, nice.
Like through 7 years of that, and then I also picked up the guitar when I was about 13. So that's like what now 17 years with that, and just picked it up along the way. And then after high school, I couldn't afford to go to like any colleges or anything like that. So I just took like 2 music classes I could afford.
Yeah.
And just stuck with that until I found where I'm at right now. by just looking around, and that's the only spot. It's been my only job since for 8 years now.
Oh wow.
Was that, and
Yeah.
they just took a chance on me because I have no experience with anything else.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted to be a music teacher since like when I was like 12.
So
Yeah.
what's the job that you're going out to now?
Well, because of COVID, we're doing split lessons. So
Okay.
we're mainly just doing online, but
Yeah.
some students feel more comfortable doing in person
Cool.
because it is a big difference now, like
Yeah,
doing
of course it
online
is.
and in person.
Yeah.
But so we're doing that right now. So right now it's at 6. So I just got to drive up to like the location just for half an hour lesson and then just drive back.
Yeah.
And he's just starting off actually this last week. So we took a big hit, like, because I usually have about like 22 students and now I only have like 6.
Oh man, Brian, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so it's been tough, but I'm really been super grateful and appreciative of all the ones who stuck around with me.
Yeah.
You know,
I
like even
love
though
your. I can tell you're a good guy. You know how you can tell from somebody's smile. I mean, I'm sure everybody else out there. I know that you're one of the good guys, definitely.
oh man, that means a lot.
It's true. How long have you lived in Houston for? Have you been in Houston all your life?
Yeah.
So you were born there.
Yes. Yeah. All my family's from Mexico City.
Nice.
And...
I love Mexico City.
yeah,
You know, my grandmother was born. Her name was Emily, and she's dead. But she was born in Nuevo Laredo.
all right.
So she's not Hispanic, but her first language was Spanish. And when she was 8, her parents moved her and her sister, the family, up to Fort Worth in Texas because she couldn't speak any English. She just spoke Spanish. And so I have this, because I have a lot of family, because my grandmother was in Texas, who was raised and born in Texas on the border. So I have a lot of family in Texas. So that was my first experience when I was a kid of coming to America, coming to Texas. But also I have this real deep love of all things Hispanic. I just love the culture. I love the warmth. I love the love. I love the love. I love I love the music. I probably talked about, I love mariachi. I love, and I love, for me, it's like whenever I'm in places like, when we're on tour in places like Texas and we've got a night off, or anywhere basically in the southern half of America, I'm like, okay, I need to eat really well. So I always ask for, like, can you tell me where the best mama and papa Mexican restaurant is? And I don't want to go to any chain or any of that nonsense. I want to go to the one where you get the love and you get the enchiladas and the and I love it. I've had so many great experiences on tour, like where you enter the place and it's like being with family. Do you know what I mean? It's that love. So
yeah.
Yeah, so well done.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So how are you feeling at the moment? Are you how are you doing? I mean, do we dare talk about the what happens next week? How are you feeling about that?
Oh, with the
election, that thing.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of tension around, especially during these last couple of weeks. Like here in Texas, you could just see a lot of like just driving around with people's flags around, a lot of different rallies type of stuff. But like everyone, like, because of how like the mail-in ballots are working now like that, everyone knows that like on election day, it's not going to be like the final answer. It's going to most likely be like a week or almost until like the end of the month to actually get an actual result or a good answer.
Yeah.
But it's nerve-wracking, honestly.
It's a weird thing. It's weird because I mean I noticed that in places like, it's quite an American thing as well. And I love America. There's so many aspects of America that I love, but there are things also. I always say America is such a place of extremes to visit, but people are so in your face about their beliefs. I've always someone go, I've always fucking voted Republican. Fuck yeah. Or, people are very like, it's right in your face, isn't it? And I imagine at the moment it's really amped up, isn't it? And particularly in I guess in a place like, I mean, I guess it's all over, but in a place like Texas, which is so, it's like a place on steroids almost. Some of those larger than life characters.
Yeah.
It's like you must get that a lot, right?
Yeah. And especially now with, I mean, there's like certain parts of, in Houston that are definitely, like, you can say more relaxed, more liberal and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's occasionally like some spots are more Republican eyes like that. And you do have like those characters, especially right now with, they're politicizing like the whole anti-mask type of thing situation.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of that, like especially in the beginning, like we're talking about like in April, where some stores were like not required, were requiring you just to, you know, put it on before you can even get in. And there's a lot of huge, you know, people outside arguing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it really brought up a lot of people like that. But not saying like every Republican is like that. No. Not at all. Just certain people. It just brings. You can like a lot of that stuff was like kind of like hidden away or just not as much put out as publicly.
Yeah.
But then kind of like with everything going on, it just like pushed everything out. You can actually start seeing a lot of the like what's actually been there for the longest time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But,
it's that weird. It's that whole. I mean, you know, I understand a lot of the arguments that people are talking about people are worried about this time being used as a time for, you know, for devious things that the government might get up to. But my whole thing about the mask thing is just like, you know, there are a lot of people, whether you believe in it or not, or that thing, there are a lot of people, and particularly old people, who are really concerned and rightly concerned. So why wouldn't you, out of respect for them and other people who are scared, wear a mask? That for me is just like, it's not about me. It's about other people who are scared. And I noticed that around here, where, you know, there are a lot of old folk living around where we are. And, you know, even if I thought it was a load of nonsense, which I don't, I would be putting the mask on out of respect for, you know, to try and assuage their fears or whatever. So yeah, I feel for you. Like, and have you found, like, is there within, you know, I don't want to, but is there? I mean, you're obviously. Is there within the Hispanic? What's the Hispanic working class? I'm not saying you're Hispanic working class, but we hear so many things like, we hear, okay, well, he was going to put the wall up and everything with Mexico, but then you hear about these huge kind of like real pro-Trumpers in sort of Hispanic working class. Would that be right as well? Is it just there's no kind of definite sort of groups? They're just
there's a I can see like where there's some like where the pro like Hispanic Trump voters or supporters, whatever. There are some, but a good majority of them, I mean, it's just the way he, you know, how they just attack or image people since the beginning. It's like since 4 years ago, how he would just like tell us or tell people like who like he would assume we were at like that. Yeah. And just in the sense of just Mexicans or just Hispanic or immigrants and just in general. But like it's all that toxicity that just really like puts everything off from us. Yeah. But like a lot of it, because even like right now with everything that started, you can tell like there's a big difference. Like I live in a good portion that is Hispanic community, like within like a good couple of miles. And like since it started like with the pandemic, and it says, okay, everyone has to wear masks and stuff like that, even out in public. When you drive around, you do see that people who have to be walking around are in the stores, constantly have masks on and stuff like that. And so, but then once you just pass over the freeway, which is just like just an overpass on that, which is more white American type of stuff, and you see the people, they're not doing that. Yeah. They're exercising, they're doing everything outside, big group, and it's just across the freeway. That's it. There's a big difference. You can see that. Wow. And it's just you see all that, and you're like, you put it into yourself, and you're like, you know, why can't they just, you know, why do they have to like do stuff like that? You know, it's just like I said, it's almost like a common courtesy thing. They tell you to do it, just do it to protect if not for you, to for someone else. Like my sister, she works at a cancer hospital here, and so she has to be working with all this people with cancer and with COVID at the same time.
Wow.
So it's a big thing. Unfortunately, I've lost 4 people in my family this year.
Oh man, Brian, I'm so sorry.
So it's it's been really hard.
Oh my God.
Um,
I'm so
so
sorry.
yeah, we
Did you lose them to cancer and COVID, or was it?
well, I lost my grandparents
Yeah.
and an uncle to COVID, and then I actually lost a cousin last week.
Oh,
That,
how old was
but
your cousin?
42,
Oh
something like that.
man,
Not that older than me. So like, and like, so it's a real thing for us.
it's
It's
a
a real
real
thing
thing.
from the beginning and stuff like that. Because even like right now, since like we have, I mean, I come from a big Hispanic family,
Yeah.
so we have like tons of parties together, stuff like that. I haven't seen anyone at all since February. We've had 3 newborns in our family as
Oh
well.
wow.
We haven't seen them at all. My grandmother from my dad's side lives just across the street from us, and we're the only ones taking care of her. She's about 92 now. So, and like we take care of her, we give her medicine, her food, but everyone hasn't been able to see her. So we're like the only ones that take care of her, just in the sense of just being safe, honestly. So it's been a lot. And then like seeing everyone around who like doesn't do their part or don't believe in it. It's just
Yeah.
it gets very frustrating.
It's
A lot.
so, and you're on the front line of it, and you're experiencing it so rawly. And I mean, my heart goes out for you. You as a family, though. I mean, I would think that because of the love and the strength and the warmth and the togetherness that you have, that in times of loss, you know how to come together, presumably, and to honor, the people, your grandparents and your cousin, and I'm very, I'm really sorry and thank you for sharing that with us, because there might be people out there watching who, I mean, I haven't lost anybody. I've had a friend who, her stepfather, she couldn't see, he was in intensive care, and no one was allowed to see him, and he passed away in intensive care. So it's really important that, thank you for sharing. It's really important that people hear this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. Yeah, and it's been difficult, stuff like that. Especially like this week coming up. It's for us, it's Dia de los Muertos.
Yeah.
So it's a
big day, right?
Yeah, it's a big day. So we don't know how to, because it's since a lot of it's been, well, all of it's been on my mother's side of the family. It's been hitting her a lot, and since we can't visit them at all because we can't travel like that.
Yeah.
It's even over there, they haven't been able to see anyone. Really, they have to keep their distance. So it's been hard for them. But this, what is it on? Well, this Saturday we've been just doing like everyone else, like just online, like meetings
Parties,
and stuff like that, like for masses or ceremonies. We've been doing it for all of them, especially my grandparents, since they were really Catholic.
Yeah.
Just to honor their wishes to whatever they wanted to.
Yeah.
But like you said, hopefully, eventually this will, it gets better. I mean, I unfortunately I've experienced a lot of death in my life so far, but it doesn't get any easier. But it does get a little bit. I can kind of get a little bit better at it at a time. It's just getting hit 4 times in a row. It's tough.
That's must be really, really hard. Do you I haven't lost that many people, but the ones that I have, I find that occasionally I have these dreams about them, and they come back and it's very vivid. Do you have that thing when you kind of, you spend the night chatting, or do you have that?
I haven't had one yet of my cousin, but I've had that before.
Yeah.
I know when my grandparents went, like at least 2 weeks later, I had this dream, and it was very weird and vivid, but like basically me and my sister were like walking into like this kind of swampy area, and there was like a shack there, and for some reason I knew that my grandfather built it for us.
Wow.
And I said, oh, this, he left this for us, and stuff like that's really nice. And then something that really touched me too was that there was a lot of like open windows, and there's like a lot of birds just sitting on the perches, and then a big parrot on top. And I was like really excited to see that. And I told my sister, oh, these were left by my grandmother because she really loved birds.
Oh,
and she
wow.
always had birds around, and that's something I remember in my childhood. She used to have a big parrots. So I was like, oh, my grandfather left this, this shack or this house for us, and my grandma left all these birds singing for us as well. I woke up, like, it felt really, really nice to be able to see that. Yeah.
Do you ever find? I find like that I can feel sometimes. I remember like some of the momentous stuff. My grandfather, who died in 1984, was like, when I was 16, he was kind of like the big kind of male figure in my life. My parents had split up, and I loved him dearly. And there've been times in my life when he's really come back. And I remember the first time, when Radiohead as a band, have you heard of the Glastonbury Festival over in Britain? So we played it, we headlined it for the first time in 1997, and it was a really, really big deal. It was a massive thing, and on the Saturday night, and it was like an out-of-body experience. But I always remember like feeling my grandfather right there. And like there was all this shit going up on stage, and it was a bit of a nightmare. And Tom had it worse than anyone. But I always remember like him being there, and I sort of turned to him at the end of the gig, and I was like, "That one's for you, Bunker." I used to call him Bunker, and he's there sometimes, And I think I'm a real believer in. I mean, I don't know if you've sort of followed any of this stuff, but I definitely subscribe to the whole notion of reincarnation, and also my experience, the way that I walk through life. I'm very aware of, if you like, the spirit world. That's a very, very important part of, what we see, the world that we see, and the world that we don't see, which of course is massive in Hispanic culture, isn't it, with Day of the Dead and everything like that. So I always feel like these people, I mean, of course they physically leave you, and they're not by your side, but they are kind of by your side. You can sort of, you can dial in and tune in sometimes, and they're there. I feel really strongly like that. I mean, it's obviously not for everybody, but
No, but
yeah. So what time's I'd say though, I know what I wanted to say. I love the sound of your family parties. I bet your family parties are amazing, right? Lots of music and dancing, and
that and food. We were actually gonna have, we celebrate Mexico's Independence Day here in Houston as well for our family, and we've been doing it for 10 years, and it's been just like small little gatherings, and then we've invited people and like that. The last one last year was about almost like 150, like just in our house. And so this year was going to be our 10-year anniversary. We're going to have this huge party. We always rent out like mariachis, big bands, food stations and stuff like that. But yeah, it gets pretty fun. But we couldn't do that this year. But
next year, if you have one, if you feel like extending an invite to some tall bloke in a band called Ed O'Brien, I'd love to come.
Oh,
I'm on, man. I love fiestas. I love those kind of family parties, the music, and everybody's yay. All right.
No, yeah, you're most definitely welcome. You're most definitely
Okay,
welcome.
Brian. You when we're through this, honestly, and you know, when we come through, when we're able to do that, please let's hook up. You know, and come along to a show, and you know, it'd be great to meet you in person. But I feel like I know you kind of in a way. It's so funny, this kind of random thing about like picking people from. You're like, I got all these things, and I'm like, who was Skeletobes didn't work out. He was slow off the draw. Sorry, Skeletobes. So it's like, oh, that's okay, that guy, and it's been perfect. Thank you so much for doing this, and you know, thank you for sharing your emotion. You know what you've been going through a bit, and you know, I just wish you well. I'm sending you love and strength, and it's been a real pleasure, Brian.
Yeah, thank you, Ed. It's been a lot. I've really enjoyed all your like self-isolation videos you've been doing this whole time, all
Oh,
the people
cool.
you've interviewed and stuff like that. Your solo music, dude, it's amazing. It's so great.
Thank you.
It's a lot, yeah.
I just got to write some
um,
new stuff now. I've really got to write some new stuff. I'm really feeling it, and you know, it's like I've been so lucky with everybody who's come along, whether it's people I've known or people I've, you know, pulled in through this. It feels, I was talking to my managers today, and for me, this feels very important because whilst I can't come out and play and, you know, and meet people and this connection, and I am so thankful to you and everyone else for this, because I don't know. I mean, there are times when I think, oh, it's important to me, but then I think, oh, is anyone else? You know, are people just being nice? But I get the vibe that we've got something really, really lovely here. We're getting a little tribe and everything. So, thank you for being a part of it, Brian.
no, yeah, thank you so much, Ed, for everything, for all
All
the
right,
music
man.
throughout the years and all that, for just connecting like this right there. It was really nice. Thank you so much.
All right, my friends. All right. Lots of love.
All right, take care. Bye.
All right, you too. Bye. I might try and pull someone else in. Sorry, I might try and pull someone else in. What's the time? What's the time? I don't want to be too late because I don't want to overextend my welcome. Maybe somebody quickly. I just wanted to say thank you to all of you at this time, and I just want to say thank you. I want to put a big hug around all of you, and yeah. Okay. Okay. That was cool. All right, guys. I hope you have a lovely weekend, lovely week, rest of your day. Thank you for joining. I didn't think I had much to say this week. And all of you, I would just want to, there's Pac G Worldwide, the band, the rock band. I want to talk to you guys. Or let's have I'm really interested. They're from Louisville, Kentucky, I seem to remember. And I'd like to talk to you about what you're up to, and it sounds really interesting. So thank you all. Thank you for coming along. I hope it's been good. I've enjoyed it. I always send love to you. Big virtual hug. And let's do it next week. All right, good luck. Hey, it's a full moon. It's a blue moon on Saturday on Halloween. And if you know what that is, the blue moon is the second full moon in a month. That doesn't happen often. So it's quite auspicious, apparently. All right, my friends, my brothers and sisters, love you. Big love. Be good to one another. Be good to yourself. And let's see where we are in a week. All right. Lots of love, guys. Bye.